Watching this happy, healthy, well-adjusted pit mix play, it's hard to believe that many first became aware of him and his plight when he looked like this, only 3 years ago. At just a year old, the dog's owner quite literally threw him out with the trash. After being rescued from a dumpster at the bottom of a garbage chute and barely alive, he was transported to Garden State Veterinary Specialists in Tinton Falls and was given round-the-clock care, although few thought he would survive. Having lived through the night to see St. Paddy's Day on March 17, 2011, the staff started calling him Patrick, and the name stuck. Dr. Kate Palmer was the primary caregiver at Garden State Veterinary Specialists and nominated him for this award.
He had severe malnutrition. He had a foreign object in his stomach. He had to have a blood transfusion. We hardly ever see dogs that are that malnourished here. I think if they had been another even hours finding him, he wouldn't have even made it here alive. So when he first came in, nobody would ever have thought he would have made it to this. Like this, he looks like a completely different dog than that very first day when we saw him.
The Scavellis, owners of Garden State Veterinary Specialists, became so attached to Patrick during his stay that they adopted him.
He came in, I believe, on a Wednesday night. By Thursday morning, the number of phone calls, the number of letters and emails we were receiving was totally unprecedented. There were inquiries from all over the world.
Once again, the power of the internet and social media should not be underestimated.
I think Patrick's case brought to the forefront the need to change some of the laws in the state of New Jersey with regard to animal abuse. It has been a very, very long time since the laws have been revised to come up to the standards of our society today and the role animals play in it.
And Patrick's story provided the impetus for just such a change.
I've been a passionate dog owner for my entire life, and we always grew up with 2 dogs in the house, and my wife knows I always refer to our Bernese Mountain Dog as our firstborn. And so when you see the visual that was Patrick, and the everything from the muzzle to the real signs of abuse, and you could see fear in the eyes of Patrick, that was something that was stunning and really called out for a response. And understanding that in this instance where an abuse like this was falling between the cracks in the law. And it was extraordinarily important to show that we need to make sure that the laws today were as strong as humanly possible. So that we could give the courts flexibility, that we could go after these people who are abusing these pets. I mean, pet ownership is a responsibility, and you have an acute tie between the owner and those in their care. And if you abuse that trust, if you abuse that bond, it's horrendous. We need to do everything we can to make sure you protect the animal that is in that human's care.
Sponsored by Senator Kaine and signed into law by Governor Christie in August of 2013, Patrick's Law does just that. It has become a model piece of legislation for other states and nations to follow.
To have laws potentially change as a result of what he went through, that's pretty amazing. So he's a lucky dog, and we're lucky to have been part of his recovery.